Hi, everyone. I'm Christopher Thornycroft with Redwood Logistics, and welcome to the Redwood Rundown for the week of June 26, 2023. It's the end of the second quarter. It's the lead up to the July 4th holiday. We're halfway through the year. Here we go. Let's go over what's going to happen, right? Let's talk about what's going to happen before, and let's talk about what's going to happen after. Let's lead in with a little market intel. Let's talk about that OTRI, right? OTRI, that outbound tender rejection index. We said, wake me up when that hits 5%. That's still kind of the case. Wake me up when that hits 5%, but it is up to 3.69%. What's interesting is when we drill into that, where are those tender rejections coming from? Well, when we think about a lead up to a holiday and we think about carriers that might be pushing away those tenders that they have, we really think, hey, you know what? It's going to be those longer hauls that carriers are going to start to reject. And those shorter hauls carriers are going to accept because they can still accept that, put their driver on it, have their driver go out, make that delivery and come on back and not have any issues as far as repositioning them, getting them home, anything like that. Well, guess what? If you take a look at the outbound tender rejection granularities by short haul has not changed at all. As a matter of fact, short haul tender rejections have gone down. What we are seeing is those long haul and those tweeners and those even medium range tender rejections, those have gone on up. So just as you would think, it's the tender rejections on the lows that will take drivers away from being able to get home for the holiday or stay around where their regional fleets are. That's really what's being rejected. So that gets us into this end of the quarter and into the July 4th holiday. What do we expect to happen? Well, let's talk about pre-July 4th holiday as in the end of the quarter. End of the quarter is here. Last week, volume was down. Volume is always down the week before the end of the quarter. It happens every single time. But then that's that buildup because shippers are planning for what they're getting out during that end of the quarter week. So we can anticipate volumes to go on up a little bit. A lot of the times it would cause like a significant pinch really on your spend. So we can anticipate that this time where we're going to see that pinch on the spend is going to come from markets that are already hot. So if you're talking about Los Angeles, if you're talking about Houston, if you're talking about Georgia, these are markets that you're going to see your spend actually rise because volume's going to go on up, and that's going to crunch that. So that's going to crunch that capacity, and that's going to continue to be the problem. So watch those markets. If you're talking about those hot markets where you know that you're facing capacity struggles every single day, well, those are going to be the ones that are going to get worse. Now, by the same token, though, those more open markets, you're talking about your Northeast and you're talking about your Midwest, particularly Chicago, those are not going to contract, or likely not going to contract tight enough to be able to cause a real spot market flip. Again, just keep in mind, the contract to spot ratio, right? The contract to spot spread right now is 47 cents, which means that everyone's going to continue to accept that, which means there's not going to be enough of a breakdown of waterfalls or anything like that to cause for there to be this large spot market, which means the carriers are still going to be picking through kind of the trash heap of offerings out there right now. So that will get us through to the end of the quarter. Then you're going to have those drivers that are coming on home for the July 4th weekend, except for we still have Monday out there. So anticipate Monday being kind of like a holiday-ish day of its own. Imagine that shippers will start to shut down early, that all operations will kind of be running about half speed. So that means that those carriers, they'll probably get those drivers on back, but they're not even going to send all that many on out. And it's not even going to be that big of a deal. There's going to be a really muted, likely July 4th holiday. And we've got inventory levels at 1.40 to 1. So there's not a lot of need to get stuff on the shelves. What's going to happen that's going to cause everyone to be like, hey, what's going on over here is what happens after the holiday. Our prediction over here, the end of the quarter, yes, that causes pressure. Yes, you're going to see those hot markets really get challenged even more so. Your California, your Los Angeles, California, Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Houston, the border in Texas. You guys know what it is. It's Mississippi right now. It's Arkansas right now. I don't need to tell you. You already know all this stuff. That's going to happen for sure. But that big push of July 4th spot freight, we really don't think that's going to take place. Shippers are going to hold on to their cards and they're going to say, we're going to get that freight out after the holiday. We don't need to pay a premium to get that out, except for there's going to be a lot of disruption out there. And next week is going to be pretty chaotic. And we hope everyone has a happy and a safe 4th of July. Enjoy yourselves. I'm Christopher Thornycroft. Have a good one.